Last week at this time, we talked to Michigan baseball coach Eric Bakich, and he previewed for us what was going to be an exciting series down in Bloomington. And you know what? The Wolverines went down there and really took care of business against the Hoosiers, taking 2 of 3, then came back home and absolutely took to the woodshed a team that had given them trouble over the past few years in Eastern Michigan. To reflect upon those games and look ahead to this weekend at Penn State is Michigan baseball coach Eric Bakich. Coach Bakich, good morning.
Good morning, Sam. Thanks for having me again.
And thanks, Coach, for coming on and joining us. That's what you look for, Coach, to go on the road in Big Ten play and take 2 or 3 like your team did. And you did it a couple of different ways. You certainly in the doubleheader put up a lot of runs, and you split, and then boy, you got a really quality start from Adcock on Sunday. But let's start off first with the first game in the doubleheader, and you decided to go with Cronenworth again, Coach, and he came through for you.
Yeah, we talked about it before the weekend. If we want to be a good team, then we need to play well on the road, and so that was the challenge. And we felt like we matched up well, especially with Cronenworth moving to this Friday night starter role, which he's really thrived in so far. And, he's just taken a closer's mindset to his start, where he just tries to close every inning and give us as many innings as he can. And he's very efficient with his pitches because he attacks the strike zone. And he gave us 6 strong innings and minimized their offense a little bit. And it helped us enable to separate the game and pull out a victory.
Coach, how does with Jacob sliding in, and I'm assuming at this point that you're going to stick with that. How does it shake up how you use your bullpen roles? How does that change things with you going with Jacob as your Friday night guy now?
Well, I don't think we would have the confidence to move Cronenworth, who's one of the nation's elite closers, unless we had a lot of confidence in the guys at the back of the game. And, with the emergence of Brian Paul being able to close the game out, and Carmen Benedetti and Mac Lozer and Donnie Eaton, and just guys who have really had a lot of success this year in the middle end of the game, pitching when the game is on the line. We just felt like with Evan Hill not back yet, with Keith Lehman out, we needed a boost to our rotation. And Jacob Cronenworth certainly has provided that. And the guys at the end have stepped up. And Brian Paul has done a really nice job stepping into that closer role, as has Carmen Benedetti and Mac Lozer and Donnie Eaton and anyone else who's had the opportunity at the end.
Yeah, it's when Evan and Keith come back, how are you going to attack that at that time? Or is that just a bridge you cross when you get there? Because, I guess that's a good problem to have when you have a lot of guys that are capable as being starters, and at the same time when you have enough depth at the back end to keep Cronenworth as a starter.
Yeah, we're certainly not going to complain about having too much starting pitching. So, it's a good thing. Cronenworth looks very comfortable in this role. He's going to stay there for at least the foreseeable future. Evan Hill has been slowly making his return with an inning on Saturday and 2 innings yesterday. And Keith got the all clear last night from the medical staff. So he's going to return to his throwing program today with the hopes of getting him some game action within the next week. And hopefully we'll be firing on all cylinders offensively and on the mound. But you look at it holistically as a rotation, and we've got between Cronenworth and Newtoff and Adcock and Hill and Lehman, we've got 5 quality starters.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of weeks where we're playing 5 games a week, if not 4. So, we feel good about those guys being able to start. And then that's not even mentioning Jay Sansena, who's started a few games as well and has done a really nice job. So, with those 6 guys right there, they should be able to eat up a lot of innings between relief appearances on the weekend as well as starts on the weekend.
We're talking to Michigan baseball coach Eric Bakich here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. You scored 5 runs in the top of the second in game 1 of that contest. And, Coach, it's one of those things where that would have been enough to win the game, but you go on to win 7-3. And in the next game, Indiana kind of got back at you in the run scoring category. But I thought it was notable that down by a big margin to the Hoosiers, your team battled back. It wound up being a loss. You wound up losing the game 13-11, but that was after being down a bunch of runs.
Yeah, it was a proud moment for the way that our guys battled back. We were down 13-4, and they just came up to the plate very inspired there and put up 7 runs in the 8th inning. But it was disappointing at the same time because we already know we can do that. We've had big innings all year, and we know that even with 2 outs we can score multiple runs. And so, we didn't do a good enough job in the middle innings. They had 4 consecutive innings where they scored multiple runs on us, and we just got to do a better job of minimizing that damage in the middle of the game, because then that 7-spot inning comes and you take the lead for good.
Right. And so, Coach, it's about winning series. And remember you saying that before. You aren't going to win every game, but you want to win series. And so Sunday was huge in that regard. And you put the ball in the hand of Brett Adcock, and he answered the bell for you like he has this season and gave you a really quality start. You guys won that game 4-3.
That's a really good role for him. He has had the most success he's had this year is when he's been able to, watch the opposing team a couple of games and, really settle into a role where he feels good and confident about attacking their hitters and how to do it. And, he's really thrived on Sunday, attacked the zone with a lot of quality pitches, gave us a great start, a quality start. Only issued 1 walk, which that had been something that he had struggled with, the free passes. And so to see him, put together a couple of performances, the Maryland performance was certainly better than the Nebraska performance. So he's trending upwards. Looks like he's got that confident edge back to him. Just his mound presence and the way he looked out there, you could tell he was feeling good, and he certainly showed that and was attacking with both sides of the plate with his fastball and had his off-speed pitches working. And when he's on, we have a chance, like you said, to win a lot of series. And we're certainly in a good position with a guy like Brett Adcock bookending the end of the weekend.
Yeah, and want to give a little shout out to Travis Mazies and Carmen Benedetti in that game. Both of those guys, 3 hits apiece in that contest in a very tight game. So, getting guys on base. You had a nice sac fly there by Lugbauer. You guys got the key and timely hit to come out, like I said, with 4 runs. Very tight game, 1-run victory. Had some guys that really got it done for you at the plate as well.
Yeah, Carmen leads the Big Ten in RBIs, and 2-out RBIs are worth their weight in gold. And Travis got a 2-out single, and then Carmen hit a 2-run, 2-out home run. And that turned out to be the difference in the game. So that was huge. And then, Johnny Slater gets a pinch hit and gets what turned out to be the game-winning RBI, because it put us up by 2 to make it a 4-2 game, and it turned out to be a huge RBI at the time, because then they got a run back in the 9th inning, but it wasn't enough. Guys, situational hitting, clutch hitting. Quality at-bats is really good job, and just good team win over the weekend.
All right, so that was some momentum, Coach, and you mentioned Slater. Wow, yesterday versus Eastern Michigan, Johnny Slater and Cody Bruder, they combined to drive in 11 runs, and Slater's line was really impressive, 3 for 3 with a pair of home runs and 6 RBIs, reached base 5 times on the day. It was just an epic offensive performance by your team.
Yeah, we put together a ton of quality at-bats. Even our outs were loud and hard contact outs. It's just a good offensive performance up and down the lineup. John Slater sitting in the 9-hole and goes 3 for 3 with 2 walks with a double and 2 home runs. Cody Bruder goes 5 for 6 with 4 extra base hits, 2 triples, 2 doubles. Carmen Benedetti, gets 3 hits, and his 3 hits are extra base hits. So, we found the gaps a lot yesterday. Our guys did a good job, of selecting pitches that they could drive. We've faced some really good pitching the last 3 weeks between Nebraska and Maryland and Indiana. I mean, just some quality arms that don't give you much. And our guys did a good job of hunting the pitches that they could drive and put the barrel on and get some good results from. So just, credit having a good approach yesterday, and it showed.
Absolutely. We're talking to Michigan baseball coach Eric Bakich here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. So, Coach, you hit the road heading for State College, a team that's below you in the Big Ten standings, but it's on the road. And, hey, been talking to you and talking to all coaches long enough to know it really doesn't matter when you go on the road what a team's record is. They can step up and get you. So what should we expect from the Nittany Lions?
Well, like you said, they're playing at home, so that they're in their comfort zone. And like I told the guys, we've taken a few steps forward the last couple of weeks, but we still haven't done anything yet. We haven't accomplished anything, and so this is not the time to get complacent. It's not the time to ease off the gas. We got to still come out and with that fighter's mentality, like we're up against the ropes. And so we're gonna keep our gloves up, and we're gonna come out swinging. And whether it's on the road or at home, it doesn't matter. We got to have our best performance, and it's going to be a challenge and a good opportunity.
And Coach, we won't have an opportunity to talk to you before a big contest that you have coming up next Tuesday, but you guys are going to be taking on the Michigan State Spartans down at Comerica Park. So talk about that opportunity.
Well, anytime you can play in a big league park, it's a great experience for the student athletes on both teams. So we're looking forward to that. Everyone knows Comerica is a huge park. So, chance for, some, I don't know if there's going to be any home runs hit in that game, but chance for the pitching to shine. And, we don't play Michigan State and Ohio State this year in weekend conference series matchups, which is bizarre, but we don't. And so this is our one opportunity to play our in-state rival, and should be a good Tuesday night game action, 6:30 p.m. And so encouraging all the listeners and all the fans out there to get as many Michigan supporters out at Comerica next Tuesday at 6:30. That would be great.
All right, well, Coach, keep up the great work. Thanks a lot for taking. I mean, I try to keep you at 10 minutes, Coach. I always take you over, so I apologize for that. But I appreciate you taking time with us this morning.
Hey, my pleasure. We talk as long as you want to, Sam.